watched last week's episode, there is about 3.5 seconds of audio, and then the rest is a silent movie, right? So I say, if it really looked like you wanted to hear it, you should have been here. That's all you can do. So you got to make sure you show up. So that was just that was, technology crapped out, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, hopefully today we got a good stream. You can hear everything all the way through. And listen, we just do this. We like to have fun with you. Come on out. Network is the most important thing. I'll say this to you. This weekend, anybody in here know what a hackathon is? Okay, good. So I get to tell you something that you don't know. I know. So a hackathon. Anybody know what hackers do? We've heard the term hackers, right? So hackers are known as people who tinker around with things. And in today's parlance, it's usually referred to somebody who's really good on the computer, who can figure out how to get past your firewall and steal all your secrets and go and sell it on the, wherever, the dark web, whatever. But in true spirit of the term hacking, it's just people who like to tinker, right? Like in the old days, you would take a car, you get under the hood and you switch it around and make it faster. You were really hacking that car, right? You were just making it yours. You were customizing it. So anyway, a hackathon is usually where people get together, usually people who are coders, or who deal with code and computer code and programming and software, and they'll get together for a weekend or whatever, and they will actually, somebody will set a parameter up for a project or a broad concept, and then people sit there and think about what they want to do. They might do a 1-minute lightning pitch about what their project, how they think they're going to solve this solution. And then they get into teams. Teams about anywhere from 3 to 5 people. And then they just start working on building what they're thinking about. Usually it runs nonstop for X amount of hours, a day or 2 or 3. People come prepared to sleep over and just stay working, just cramming for the whole night, building something. Right? And then at the end of the time, they have a cutoff time, and then your team presents what they've done. And there's usually a prize for best whatever, best this, best that. So this weekend, I went, a very good friend of mine was responsible for organizing a New York City version of a global event, and it was held, I'm going to give a plug, at Alliance University, formerly known as Nyack University. Some of you might be familiar with it. And they're now known as Alliance University. And they were gracious enough to give the space for this event. So we gathered. It's called Hack. It's hashtag Hack 2022 NYC. And it's part of a global initiative. And it was a faith-based, a Christian faith-based organized event. So what they like the theme as, how can people use technology for the spreading of the word? And so in this particular hackathon, I was there to support, and I saw what one of their items were, and I had an idea and I presented it, and a couple of people were like, oh, can I join your team? Okay. And so we sat there and we worked on it, and short story is, my team won something for what we did, and the other team won something for their portion of what they did. And someone said that they would like to use what we were building. And so, I went into it thinking, okay, I'll participate this weekend maybe, and I'll just do something. And that'll be the end of that. But now I'm on another track. Now I have to build this thing. We got to finish it out. And we have a team. And what's important when you're dealing with things in technology, and what's important when you're dealing with things in technology is if you're ever looking to do something with a company, if you're building an app or something like that, what's often what they look for teams, right? They look for teams. You might have built it all by yourself. But when you're going into a company and looking to get Series A funding, turn it down, please. Turn it down. If you're going to get Series A funding, if you're going to get Series A funding, if you're going to get that seed money, you have to, you need to have a team. Because no company is going to drop big money on you and expect that you're going to be able to do everything all by yourself. So they want to know that there's at least, ready, G? Give me a second. You want to know that there's enough people. So if you're ever interested in anything like that, you have any young people around you, and this particular event was specifically had a background and an interest in doing things for the spreading of the gospel of Christ. That was this particular hacking group. But if you're interested in technology, if you know some person who's interested in learning how to code, learning how to understand what data is and data is about, if you didn't know, understanding what data, you know how many of you use a free app like Facebook or Instagram or Gmail? Any one of those things that you use all the time that you didn't pay for, money was made off of you by the interactions you have with it. The interactions you have with it are referred to as data. All that data from everything you do and everything everybody else does means something to the market. And they mine that data, they collect everything you do, and it becomes a selling point for somebody for some reason. That's why they can offer it for you to not put any money out of your pocket, because they're collecting the value of you and everything that you type in. So data and understanding data sets, how to access it, where its value set is, that's a whole industry of itself. It's the new gold. It's the new oil. If you understand how to manipulate and collect data, it's like mining for gold. So if anybody has anyone who's interested in learning any of that, talk to me. I can put you in contact with people that get you into some programs, teach you some things, especially for young folks. Because their fingers always punching these things all day long. It really isn't much for them to shift into the back end of these things, right? So, but yeah, so I'm excited about that. And that's what we're here to do. We want to make sure that we share information. That's why we network. That's why we get together, because that's where the value is. All right, so enough of my blathering. G-Funk sounds like he's all plugged up and ready to go. I'm going to have to put a mic on that, because otherwise we won't get you on the stream. So, but yeah. So cool. Everybody welcome G-Funk to the Stratosphere.